Caring is an instinct that we all need to learn how to use correctly. It can be the way of showing affection for people and things that you actually love and care about, but there's a thin line between caring for something and being obsessed with it to the point where you put it on a pedestal above you. And when we do this, we end up jeopardizing whatever relationship we're in because you're showing that you are not of value. So we must learn to show that we care about other people while maintaining our moral values. So men, where do you draw the line? How do you stop caring about people and things so much that it takes you out of alignment with God's purpose for your life? All right, gentlemen, let me be clear. Caring alone is not bad. In fact, it's necessary to be a well-adjusted human being in society. And being a man of value, you must care about many things in your community and be obsessed with your purpose. But when it gets unbalanced about what you care about, it can be a weakness. Look, brothers, it's in all of us. We want to be problem solvers. That's just who we are. We want to understand things so that we can fix them. But you know what, guys? You gotta learn to be in control of your emotions, because sometimes we can care too strongly about things. We'll end up letting our emotions get out of hand. And if we don't know how to bring them back into equilibrium, we will just be unhealthy. So gentlemen, that gets me back to the question I want to answer in this video. How do you stop caring so much and bring yourself back into balance when you start to care so much it gets you off your purpose? I'm going to give you 6 ways to do this. So let's get at it. Hello gentlemen, I'm Rob Johnson and welcome to the Legacy Gentleman channel. The first thing I need you to do is to keep your emotions in balance is to stop over-investing in other people. People who care too much about others all have one thing in common. They expect something back in return. And there's a harsh reality is that 99% of the time, what they get back is not equivalent to what they think they should get in return. Often you'll find yourself putting excessive energy into people you care about, fussing over them, caring about them, but in general, they don't invest the same amount of energy back into you. And in fact, men, often we find us doing this in romantic relationships. Some men invest so much energy into a woman who not only doesn't return caring, but doesn't appreciate the energy he's putting forth to keep her happy. So make this promise to yourself right now. Only invest the same amount of energy someone is willing to invest back into you. And you must hold this even when that person is not around. If you're not in their face, then honestly, dude, they're not thinking about you. So you do not need to be thinking about them, wondering what they think of you or wondering what they're doing. No, let it go. Invest your energy into something productive. So men, if you're in a relationship with someone and they're not willing to invest the same time and energy into you and you're doing all the chasing, bro, they don't appreciate you. And you need to move on from that relationship. Don't take it personal. No need to be angry. Just move on and put your energy somewhere and into someone who will appreciate it and return it to you. Next, learn to say no. Learning to say no is the most powerful tool to protecting your space and peace of mind and metering out how much you actually care. Don't be afraid to tell people straight up no if you don't want to do something or if you don't want something that's going to happen against your will. People will continue to intrude on your space and time if you cannot do this. If you don't say no the first time, this behavior will continue until you get into the habit of saying no. So if you've ever been in a long-term relationship with a woman, you know at some point she's going to get very comfortable with telling you no. You know what? That's fine. But men, you need to get in the habit of saying no and setting boundaries also. You know what? The inability to do this is why nice guys always finish last. It's because they never communicate their true feelings and intentions, and thus their boundaries are always overrun. But take it from me, a well-reformed nice guy. Once you start setting boundaries, saying no, you'll actually notice people around you behavior will start to change. And yeah, you're gonna notice some of your fake friends are gonna start disappearing. And you'll notice some women you thought you had a chance with, maybe, they're gonna be gone also. But you'll be much happier and you'll have much more healthy relationship with the people who are actually in your life. Don't jump to conclusion. One of man's most prominent mistakes is to make snap judgments without enough information. And look, this is an elementary move to just make decisions based on your gut feelings, which, as we know, is what most of the media just wants us to do. That's what a lot of national news does. That's definitely the point of social media. They actually try to take your emotions and move you without you thinking. So when you see something and you have an immediate knee-jerk reaction, that is somebody trying to make you care too much about something that probably doesn't really affect you. And if you actually took time to think about it logically, you would know more often than not that there is no reason for you to invest your emotional energy into it. And that's not even considering that you might have perceived something wrong or most likely been presented the information in a way to draw you to a specific conclusion. Men, we must stop giving in to the urge to jump to conclusions. We see this all the time in media. Look, you don't know what happened in a 2-hour conversation or a 1-hour speech if you're only going to see a 30-second clip. The same way, we really don't know what happened if you only hear one side of a story. Men, we have got to be better and not jump to conclusions. We must be the adult in the room and give ourselves time to make an accurate conclusion by understanding the complete story. The best thing, and yes, the hard thing to do, is to step back and pretend that the situation has nothing to do with us and hear both sides of the story, even if the person who's being painted as the bad guy, you gotta hear their side. And yes, even in situations that affect my life, I need to step back and see it from the other's perspective. Number 4, disregard other people's opinion. And look, everybody has their own opinion, but I want you to actually think about how many of them have actually proven useful to you. Look, to be honest, most people don't really understand themselves, and yet far too often we give too much importance to how other people perceive us. This is how I live my life in general. I don't care what other people think about me and how I live my life. Now look, I'm not saying ignore everybody's opinion, because if you do that, you're never gonna grow in life and you're never gonna have the opportunity to actually improve yourself. So what you need to do is analyze and be aware of people who are liabilities in your life. You know, consider their opinion, the quality of the person, if there's actually merit in what they're saying, and if it's relevant to you. And if you deem what they're saying is out of bounds, ignore it and move on. So look guys, the best thing to do is to work on your self-confidence to maintain a balance between caring about yourself and caring about what others think. There must be a balance between respect for yourself and respect for other people. Because if you don't have enough self-confidence and self-respect, then other people will always take priority. So think about it like a seesaw that used to be on playgrounds. On one side is your self-respect and confidence, and on the other side is the time and respect you give other people. You want to keep the seesaw straight and in equilibrium. You never want to live on any of the extreme ends. Don't give others so little respect that you become an arrogant a-hole. You also don't want to give the other people so much time and attention that you end up putting them on a pedestal where you care way too much about their opinion. See, when you care too much about other people's opinion, it's usually due to a lack of self-confidence, which means understanding your true value. Gentlemen, even though we are all flawed, you are still worthy. So don't spend too much time struggling with what ifs. Just do your best. Define what success means to you. See, look, everybody has a different mission and purpose in life, and we all measure success differently. For some, it means receiving awards, being rich, and having big houses. For others, it means meeting deadlines, or just getting a particular job done, or having all the time in the world to spend with your family. You need to set your standard for success and understand the possible ways to achieve it. Once you become obsessed with hitting your purpose, you are well on your way to not caring what other people think of you. There's a very wise saying, that I want you to hear. It goes like this. A lion doesn't concern himself with the opinions of sheep. That's because a lion is too focused on his purpose and he finds it useless to associate with sheep. The same applies to your life. Gentlemen, if you found something in this video helpful, please like it. If you want to see more videos aimed at helping you reach your full potential, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much for stopping by. Until next time, go be legendary.